now. I'm sorry about missing alerts. Very much wanting to make good videos for the GDQ. I'm probably talking a little more than I normally would at a marathon just because I don't want to focus, but I want to make sure I get the maximum amount of commentary out for these videos. Alright, so this is probably a category that I don't do too often. Level 2 Warpless. This definitely has some promise for maybe being broken, but if it's a good enough run, I'm just gonna keep going. I am making videos. This is the thing. And anyone who's new to Star Fox speedrunning or wants to know anything about Star Fox, these are good things to watch. Okay, so this is SGDQ submission, Star Fox Level 2 Warpless. I will be offering this as a possible donation incentive. Level 1 I'll probably be offering upfront for my run, but then Level 2 or Level 3 up to whoever makes the schedule's discretion would be the donation incentive. So Level 2 is definitely a different animal than Level 1 for sure. Level 2 actually starts off not too bad. It really becomes to be a little unstable, but only in one spot of the whole dang run. If it wasn't for that one spot, Level 2 would be as safe as Level 1. It also looks more impressive than Level 1, to be honest. But it's that nefarious Hydra character from Sector Y that can be a real pain in the butt. Between now and then, there is a whale that I will be able to get that will give me a shield before the Hydra. I'm going to learn, should Level 2 get picked, I'm going to learn how to get the whale before the run. That way I have a fail-safe should that happen. As of right now, I'm not going to get the whale, but had I been in a marathon run, you bet I'll be getting that whale. Because it'll ensure that Level 2 can be equally as stable as Level 1. So anyways, getting into Level 2 now. This is Corneria. Again, very straightforward, same boss as Level 1. There's a few different points about Corneria 2, but nothing too noteworthy. Like there was that mothership in the middle that kind of throws a cane. There's these guys. Want to make sure we get rid of them. I'm trying to think if there's any point where I use a ton of bombs in my run. Thinking right now, don't mind me. I don't remember using them on a ton of bosses, to be honest. Let me see. We use one on here. Use one on Sector X's boss. We use none on Titania's boss. Titania is so straight. Use none on Sector Y, because that's just all about shooting properly, and I'll explain that Hydra fight. I will try to explain in best detail as I can when we get there. Right now, this is the same deal as Level 1. We're going to one cycle this, one cycle those two, and then shoot the middle out as soon as possible. So we're going to start here. That was very nice. Got the job done. Shoot a bomb off kind of early here. If those things are partially full, it means we got a quick cycle on the... Perfect. Very nice boss. Again, straightforward. I mean, there's not even a lot of prioritizing Corneria. If I were to get Level 2 into a marathon, if, say, Level 2 was the donation incentive, I would be talking about why Level 2 is more stable than Level 3, kind of compared to some other stages to make sure people had a thorough understanding of what some of the differences are between Level 1 and 2 and 3. So this stage looks really impressive. And it's not at my expense, to be honest. Like, I may freak out for fun in some of my videos. This isn't that bad. Not when you get used to it. It's a little dizzy, so I might jokingly give a motion sickness warning to the audience, but it's really not that bad. Sector Z is where I would give a serious motion sick warning. So Sector X is notorious for just having, very similar to Sector Z, planks flying at you. You gotta know where these planks are coming from, and be aware of your surroundings at all times. You should have a clear route of going through here while you're speedrunning. It's very obvious to see who has been speedrunning this game and who hasn't by looking at their routes through stages like this. You just have to stay moving, continue boosting. Boosting actually does help a little bit here. Alright, I don't like this part, so hang on. Semi-serious time here until I get this Nova Bomb. Ow. Okay. We're gonna get some Twin Blasters soon and reinforce my wing integrity anyway. See, there it is right there. Normally I'd be a little worried, but I got my wing integrity back. So I got full, hit points on each set of the wings now. A lot of people don't even know about wing integrity playing this game, but think about it as like damage boosting. Normally is. Okay, great. We're gonna get our shield here, which is like a little bit of a buffer. If you've ever played GoldenEye and, for example, GoldenEye 64, and gotten, body armor, it's kind of like that. Don't see a lot of shield action in 1. You see it in Space Armada, and that's it. Now these guys are a pain in the butt. You want to shoot them quickly. It will reflect off anything being shot at you. Okay. There's just very distinct places. Here we go. Here comes the gauntlet. You stay kind of to the right-hand side of the screen. That's at least my normal route. Eat a couple hits with the shield just to get past it quicker. So you don't have to go too far out of the way. If you head too far off the screen, you will lose time. It's the same strategy I use with Sector Z. So I used to shoot a thing off at this. Doesn't save that much time. Isn't worth the Nova Bomb sacrifice. So 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,000. There we go. There we go. There we go. Not bad. So even with eating that time loss, we're still gonna be right on world record pace, believe it or not. Not bad. So Titania, definitely one of my favorite stages in this whole game. Love the music, love the environment, it's not stressful. This is kind of a time for me to chill, talk to the audience about Star Fox a little bit. So in Titania, there's a very special thing going on in this stage. What happens is that Andros has taken over the weather control system, and it's your job to find the switch. And this stage actually cycles until you find the switch. It's very weird, very unique, very fun level. One of the key things here is, and one of the toughest things about this stage, you have to dodge very basic things in this stage. Normally it's like, oh, that's not that bad, but there's a ton of stuff flying at you in this stage. Probably would give most first-timers kind of a hard time. Alright, so in order to find that weather control switch, it's conveniently hiding behind this third thing. There we go. So now the weather's back to normal, there's no weird blizzards or anything like that. And the rest of the stage, probably a good time to read donations, read some advertisements. I mean, the last part of the stage is kind of lengthy, not much going on, just making sure I don't get hurt. The boss in here is very funny, though, and I will definitely read his special computerized message for everyone. One other note here, if you're wondering why I'm shooting the legs off of him, those guys can actually shoot at you from behind, so if you pass him and you don't take down like one of his legs, he will come from behind you and shoot stuff at you. Very unpleasant. this point, what typically goes through my mind during this run is I'm not even thinking about this stage anymore, other than making sure that I crowd control or keep the minions under control during the boss, which is really the last great challenge of this stage. My mind's totally about making sure I survive during that Hydra fight, which again, I'm going to be able to work on incorporating the whale into my runs if level 2, only if level 2 were to get picked as the donation incentive, and that would make the run way more stable, because I'll have a shield right before. Bye-bye! That's what the little computer guy says. Very pretty background. I look forward to this stage alone just for the background. Ooh, okay, no barrel rolls there. Note to self. There we go. It's just all button mashing. Okay, so the boss went by a little slower. That's all where those 5 seconds came from. No big deal. Ooh, who just sent me $13? Thank you. Whoever just sent me that, thank you, let me know. Just in my chat. I'll thank you after this. Don't want to be rude. Okay, so this is the notorious Sector Y. This is where the game starts telling you, hey, you know, you are playing level 2 now. You don't realize it throughout most of the first few stages of this run. But at this point, it's like, yep, you know, you're playing a harder difficulty. You better step up your game. So, one of the stories behind Sector Y is that you're in, like, kind of like a sea almost in space. You might have seen that episode of Futurama where they're, like, the Moby Dick parody. It's kind of like that almost. That's what it at least reminds me of. Very interesting story about this amoeba field. If for some reason the amoeba gets stuck to you, make sure to actually do a barrel roll and it'll unstick. Nothing really bad happens to you as long as you get it off quickly. A little bit with annoying in a speedrun, but... Now, you don't want to get mad, you don't want to do anything to this guy's Wheaties. These Stingray, they're very tough. You want to stay over to the right-hand side of the screen there to make sure Sluggy just does this thing, because it's not worth all the damage your wings would take to kind of pursue that thing there. Being conscious of your surroundings is very important here. Knowing where things are, very important. Actually, this is one of the first few times where I actually make it a note to get the halfway point because it's just so easy to lose health in this level. You want to be at maximum health. Now, theoretically, if you were trying to purely, like, get the best time ever, you would want to make those Stingrays red, but the problem is it's just too risky to do in a marathon. I've toyed with it in my runs a bit. Now, you hear the whale there. I'm still trying to figure out how to consistently get the whale to appear, but that kind of weird sound you were getting, it was the whale. I'll be working on it for sure if this level 2 Warpless were to make the donation incentive. Okay, here comes the Hydra, hardest boss in the game. It really is. Like, I hate to put it that way, but just hardest boss, period. You are at risk during this guy. So, you want to make sure you're super careful here. Pattern. I would definitely ask the audience for some serious time here. This is the only way to kill him. You gotta feed him and make sure. Alright, so we got past phase 1. That might be a really good time there. That actually is a really good time there. Like, that's no joke. That was probably one of the best Hydra fights I've ever had. Wow. That was really good. Wow. That was really killer. Alright, the worst part of the run's done. Now you don't assume things are going to do well, you just kind of coast through it. Make sure you stay relaxed. I'll talk about Venom Orbit a little bit. Again, like Venom Orbit 1, this is all about just making sure you know your priority of enemies, knowing when things are coming up. It's really, overall, a very, very chill Venom Orbit. This one is much also less optimized, so there's more room for error here as far as the speedrun is concerned. Now these guys, though, these guys are a pain in the butt. If you fly past them, they will literally explode their pixels right onto you. And what I mean is they'll, like, sever into several tiny pieces. This is actually some really nice flying here. Yep, this is where you ignite your bomb right there. Really important to get rid of lag by doing that. Otherwise, those guys will stay around for a while. And of course, the little roofing tiles, as I call them, are back. They look like little tiles slash pods of a spaceship. Almost like escape pods. That explosion was a little too close to me, I think. That's more what we're going for. That was a much quicker explosion. Oh, look at that! We got a shield for this boss. That means we have a little more buffer with the boss here. I believe we got the shield this time. That shield guy, normally he's all over the place, but he emerged in just a right nice place. Alright, this boss usually isn't that risky at all. Now, since we have the shield, I'm just gonna keep shooting now. That was a little slower than usual, but nothing to worry about. Probably lost a little bit of time there, but nothing to worry about. Still not bad, though. Within 10 minutes of world record's nothing to sneeze at in this game. That boss kill was just a little slower, that's all that was. Alright, so this is Venom Highway. Probably the least risky of the three Venoms, to be honest. The worst thing that happens here is you lose 20 seconds because of a boss cycle. Like, you should be paying attention throughout this whole thing if you're the speedrunner. Otherwise, this is a great time to read donations, quite honestly. Not too much going on here. It's just me killing a bunch of vehicle parts. This is a really exciting part of Venom for someone who's never seen it before. I remember the first time I saw Venom Highway, I'm like, wow, what is this? What's going on here? The game's just letting you know, hey, again, playing a harder difficulty. Take it seriously. The only thing that's really scary about this stage is possibly losing your wings, but I can't begin to tell you the amount of times I've beaten Android with one laser on this route. It's really not that bad to do, to be honest. That's one of the greatest things about offering Star Fox at a marathon is your mistakes, as long as they're done properly, don't even waste that much time. You barely notice them, especially if there's just a global timer running. I mean, I know when I mess up, but... Okay, this boss is still a little tricky. Can you do that? Now during the marathon I will slow down there. I'm sure there's a more ideal way to do it for time, but during marathon I'll always slow down there just to make sure that it goes amiss. But there we go, like, very simple boss. Worst thing that happens, I miss a cycle there. Barely noticeable. So here comes the tunnel again. Every route has a tunnel to it, and again, I'll ask people if they want to read donations. Or tell people if they want to read donations, it's okay. Andros kind of gives you different messages to you based on the route. I personally like the level 3 text the best. Again, punishing the wing integrity. This tunnel's actually pretty easy too. Okay, same strategy here as we did last time. Okay, my trajectory got thrown off a little bit. That's okay. Worst case scenario, we get an extra cycle. As long as we don't die. Andros has got a ton of extra HP here, so... The best Andros fight is one, especially in a marathon, is one where you come out alive. There we go. It's even not that bad still. It is possible to one-cycle that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Because you could end up then having to go to the cube 3 times. Obviously not going to record here, but it's more video about making sure things go right during the marathon. Actually wasn't that far off either from being able to get a good between phase there. There we go! Still within about 30 seconds here, and that was even with an iffy Andros fight. 23:30, like, again, I'm giving estimates between 25 and 30 minutes, so... Very nice run overall, though. To be honest, majority of the time lost was to Andros, and I had a really awesome Hydra fight, and that's usually what worries me in this run, so... Not bad. We'll take it. Level 2, while it kind of has those kind of like down spots, when it is very exciting, it's excessively exciting. That Hydra fight's gonna be very hype. shit. Thank you to the person who did send me 1337. I really appreciate it. Wow, those hundreds though. But hey, any run where I come out alive and, you know, I'm within 30 seconds of the world record, very awesome. Or I should say if my PB.
Cornelia.
This is Cornelia, Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Cornelia.
One other way that we might be able to make Star Fox work is I could do level 1 and there could also be a bid war for level 2 and level 3 if you really do like level 1 for how iconic it is. But it's really up to the organizer to determine that. That's kind of like another idea that I had about submitting this game. Again, the nice thing is there's so many different combinations to choose. Thank you so much! We have Radioactive Rat with the $10 donation that says, Sky, 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 check your donations. Ellie with a huge smile on her face. I would normally do level 3 tonight. I'm a little too tired for level 3, but I got a special treat coming up. I'm gonna at least try to do one run, because I need to do it for SSS. Anyone who knows old school Skybills will really appreciate it. Anybody have any questions about level 1 or level 2 while I'm here? Level 3 is in a league of its own. Thanks. Dang straight, Rat. Nice emotes. And Aquaman just thanks, Goblin. Very funny. To be honest, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't do an all stages run tonight. I've had 2 pretty decent times.